Hello, teacher friend, and welcome to the channel. My name is Jocelyn, and I am an online Spanish and English teacher. I love helping other online teachers learn different ways to engage their learners online, as well as helping you begin your online teaching journey. So if this sounds like you, then welcome. In today's video, I'm going to focus on the Outschool platform, which is one of the platforms that I am currently teaching on. If you have never heard of Outschool but are curious about what this platform is like and what it's like to teach on this platform, I'm going to link a video up above so that you can get some more information on Outschool before jumping into this video, where I'm going to be talking more about the different class types you can create on this platform. At the end of this video, if you find it helpful, please be sure to give it a like and subscribe so you are notified of future videos. And of course, if you are interested in becoming an Outschool teacher, please feel free to send me a message on Instagram or comment down below, and I'd be happy to help you through the process. So let's dive in. If you are a new Outschool teacher or interested in teaching on the platform, you may be a little confused about the different types of classes you can teach. Of course, on this platform, you can teach a variety of topics and subjects, from language classes to coding classes to cooking classes. The list goes on and on. However, what you may not have realized is that there are also different class styles or different class types that you can create. Outschool has one-time classes, multi-day classes, ongoing classes, and flex classes. And in this video, we're going to go over each of these different class types so that you have a better idea of the different class types you can offer and which ones might be best suited for the subject that you ultimately want to teach. The first class type is a one-time class, which is pretty self-explanatory. This type of class just happens once. You are welcome to schedule the same one-time class throughout the time that you are on the platform, but each time you teach this class, it's going to be with a new and unique group of students. One-time classes are perfect to conduct a trial or an introductory class so that students can get to know you and your teaching style, see if it's a good fit, and it's all with a pretty minimal commitment on the family side of things, right? They're just going to come to one class with you, and then they can either decide to enroll in more classes with you, or they can be on their way and look for another teacher. The second type of class that you can create is a multi-day class. And you can think of a multi-day class as a course that you create that builds from week to week or class to class. You are meeting with the same group of students over the whole entire course of the class, and it has a set start date and a set end date. You can meet as little as once a week to as many as 7 days a week, although I don't necessarily suggest creating a course that meets every single day of the week because it might be too big of a commitment for students to agree to. Multi-day classes are also paid up front and in full. So if you do create this type of class, you can expect to get paid the full amount of the course a week after it starts. So when Outschool asks, what is the cost of this course, you are putting the full amount for the whole entire course and not putting the cost of one class. So be mindful of that, because I have definitely made the mistake where I put the cost of one class instead of the cost of the whole course. And it was a really great deal for parents, and I was a little upset about it. So lots of teachers have made the same mistake. So just be mindful of that if you go to create this type of class. The next type of class is actually my favorite, and it is called an ongoing class. This is a class type that does not have a set start or end date, so it can continue indefinitely. And similar to multi-day classes, you can meet as many times as you want throughout the week. So you can meet once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week, or more. Students also have the ability to join or leave the class at any point, when they do pay for the class, they're just paying for 1 week and then they can decide to continue their subscription or end it. So you do have to be mindful of the types of things you're teaching in the class, and you need to make sure that the course isn't building on itself. So that if you have a new student join, the fourth week that you're holding this class, they're not going to feel lost because they didn't meet with you week 1, week 2, and week 3. So each week has to kind of be going over something new or something fresh. So this type of class is really good for like social clubs or classes where the topic is changing each week. So the way I go about doing this with my ongoing Spanish classes is we are learning new vocabulary each week. All students are at the same level because they haven't been exposed to this vocabulary before. I find that ongoing classes are really popular with families because they don't have to commit upfront to a multi-week class like they do with those multi-day classes. They're just saying, we're going to take classes with you this week, we're going to try it out, and then they have the option to leave, right? They're not going to feel trapped in the class if it ends up not being a good fit because of maybe your teaching style or just the type of learner that it is. Families are charged a weekly subscription for the week of instruction. So keep in mind that when you're setting your rate for the class, it's the rate for the full week. Again, it's not per class. So if you're meeting twice, you have to put in that full amount for what the cost of those two classes would be and not just one class. You should also keep that in mind if you do meet multiple times in a week, but for some reason, maybe you're missing a meeting due to a holiday or because you have a doctor's appointment or something. Outschool is still going to charge that weekly rate. So you might want to issue a refund if you miss a meeting for some reason. The other great thing about ongoing classes is that teachers get paid weekly. So you can expect to get paid the following Sunday after the classes take place. So, for example, the ongoing classes I teach this week, I won't get paid this Sunday, but I'll get paid the following Sunday. So that gives some wiggle room in case I need to issue any refunds for any reason. And if you're teaching ongoing classes each week, then it does mean that you are getting paid pretty much every Sunday, which is nice. The other type of class you can offer on Outschool is something called a flex class. Flex classes happen asynchronously. So teachers can pre-record lessons and then they can assign different activities to students so that they can complete it on their own and then review the work afterwards. There are no online Zoom meetings, so you're not going to be meeting face to face with your students in the virtual classroom. Instead, the teacher and students are going to interact through pre-recorded videos, announcements, etc. I have actually yet to create a flex class. However, I do think they can be really valuable because although they might take some time to create upfront, once you have it created, you can set this class as many times as you want and use the same videos, activities, and curriculum over and over and over again. And the final type of class you can create on Outschool is called one-on-one tutoring. And this type of class you actually create in the ongoing style, but then you limit the class size to just one student. And it gives you the opportunity to meet on an ongoing basis over the course of many weeks, months, years, or however long this student and their family wants to meet with you. One-on-one classes are a great opportunity to really get to know a student and to offer them support in a particular subject or interest area. So to recap, we have one-time classes, multi-day classes, ongoing classes, flex classes, and then one-on-one private tutoring. These classes are often paid out a little bit differently, and the class types lend themselves to different learning styles and can cater to a lot of different students with different needs and schedules, which ends up benefiting both the teacher and the student in the long run. If you have any other questions about Outschool class types, please feel free to leave me a message or a question in the comment section below. And if you have a particular suggestion for a video that you would like to see in the future, you can leave that there as well. I hope you found this video helpful. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Happy teaching, teacher friend. See you next time.